Welcome back to the channel. Let's just jump right into today's video. This video is called Kids Movies Can Be Scary Too, and I speak from a personal experience from a 2016 claymation film called Kubo and the Two Strings. Now, before we get into any part of this movie, there's just like a little bit of backstory you need. It's like sort of an Japanese sort of animated movie. Claymation, like I said earlier, which is pretty spooky already. But it's about this kid named Kubo who has this little instrument thing, and with that instrument, he can make paper dance and tell cool stories with the paper. So he goes to the local village every day to tell his cool stories. Before this, though, we learned that Kubo lost an eye. So he wears this eye patch sort of thing. And the reason he lost his eye is because his grandpa wanted it. His grandpa just wanted to rip it out of his head because he wanted another eyeball. And he lives with his mom in this cave thing to avoid his mom's sisters who are helping Kubo's grandfather look for his other eyeball. That's pretty much all the backstory we need. So he heads down to the village for the day to go mess around with his ukulele thing and tell a cool story. And every day he tells the same story, which ends up being a story about his father, who I think died some time ago. I don't really remember. So he goes to tell a story about his father, but he's not allowed to stay out past dark. So every time the bell rings for sunset, he's got to like go home immediately, or else he's going to be attacked by his aunts, because they want his eyeball. So he's telling the story. The bell rings. Everyone's really upset that he can't finish the story, and that's because he goes to his mom every night, who has like dementia now, and she remembers like bits and pieces of her husband, and she'll tell them to Kubo, and then she'll just like completely blank out and forget everything. However, the next day is a special day. It's some Japanese festival where you place a lantern like on a lake, and supposedly your dead friends and family will come back in the spirit of the lamp, and like the light will go out, and sometimes they can speak to you. Kubo wishes to speak to his father. However, the festival only happens at night after the bell rings, so he decides he's gonna stay out. Bad idea, buddy. He begins having a crash out and starts like throwing rocks everywhere, and then before he knows it, it's dark. And this is where the movie gets scary. And I was 9 years old when this movie came out, so I wasn't like too scared of it. I do remember my younger sister, though, had nightmares over this specific scene, and I'll show you why right here.
Little boy, what happened to your eye?
Who are you? How do you know my name?
We are your family, Kubo. Your mother's sisters. And we've been looking for you for so long. It's so lovely to meet you, Kubo. Face to face.
I can't do it. I can't do it. Anyway, yeah, they're straight up after his eyeball, and they are like floating across the water. I don't know how. They probably have some connection to some very dark spirits. And now Kubo is in a chase. He is running to get home as fast as possible, and it looks like he's about to die. He's gonna die. But his mom comes to the rescue, takes the ukulele off his back, blasts some crazy chord on the ukulele, and that like scares away her sisters. And then she's gone. And Kubo wakes up in like a blizzard, and his little pet monkey, I forgot to mention earlier, he's got this little monkey. His monkey is alive now and talking to him. So I feel like I'd be going insane. But I mean, there's not much to do now. So he tells the monkey all about, his parents' backstory, what happened, and there are 3 pieces of armor that his father used to fight off some bad guys, and there was like a helmet, a chest plate, and a sword. And so Kubo is convinced that he has to collect these pieces of armor in order to defeat his grandfather who wants his eyeball. And so him and the monkey go out to look for these pieces of armor. And along the way, they meet Beetleman. Meet Beetleman, who is a big bug dude. We don't really know much about Bugman at this point, if he's even real, if Kubo's like imagining him or not. But now Kubo, Bugman, and Monkey are set to look for the 3 pieces of armor. They find the sword, but Beetleman, Bugman kind of ruins the day. Gets captured by skeletons. So now they have to fight this skeleton. Yada yada yada. They win, of course. Oh, then the sisters come back and are attacking the monkey, while Kubo's looking for the chest plate, which is underwater, protected by this squid thingy with a big eyeball. Apparently, if you stare into it, you die, I think. I don't know. So Kubo's down there, staring into the eyeball, and the monkey can't even save him because she's being attacked by a devil. So now it's up to Bugman, who stabs the eyeballs and saves Kubo. So now they have acquired 2 pieces of armor, that is the sword and the breastplate, to finish off Kubo's grandpa. And now they just need the helmet, and they have no clue where it is. Until they go searching in Kubo's old town and realize that the bell is actually just the helmet. So now all they have to do is get that, and apparently he can just defeat his grandpa like that. Then he gets surrounded by darkness, and his aunts are back, the devils that are trying to kill him. Still looking super scary, like their eyeballs are just like slits and they don't blink and their mouths don't move at all, and they can fly, which is why I'm convinced they have connections to some dark spirits. After like 7 minutes of fighting, Kubo finally meets his grandpa, who still wants his eyeball. I don't know why he wants his grandson's eyeball, but he does. And his grandpa looks super nice and charming at first. Like, look at the man. He's, hands down here, smiling. He's got 2 eyes, and he's asking very nicely for his eyeball. But out of nowhere, he just becomes a dragon, like a full-on dragon, which is super unfair. That you can't have an advantage like that against your grandson. That's ridiculous. You have to make it a fair fight at least. Also, your grandson's only got 1 eyeball, so there's no chance he wins this fight. But Kubo pulls out the craziest trick in the book. See, earlier, he was given like a piece of his mom's hair as a bracelet, and then his own hair, and so he takes the hair off his arm, ties it to his ukulele, and starts blasting it in his grandpa's face, which apparently summons all the dead people of this village, including his mom and dad, and it like creates a shield around him, so now he's got like dead people superpowers. And then the dragon just like implodes, like his grandpa just is like dead, not dead. He comes back to life as a human again. What? Like, he was literally trying to kill Kubo 5 seconds ago, is now a human again, and he's just like, I'm sorry, everything's fine. No, it isn't. You need to go to jail for trying to take your grandson's eyeballs. That's really weird. I hope that doesn't actually happen in the real world. No one's trying to take eyeballs from their grandkids. But his grandpa's back to normal now. He was probably just possessed by some demons, because he seems to be super nice to Kubo now. And then we learn that the monkey, earlier in the movie was actually his mom. So when she was playing the ukulele to get her sisters away, she like somehow magically became the monkey on his back. And then Bugman, Beetle Man, is actually his dad. Kind of. Like they're still dead, but they were like monkey and bug too. And then Kubo puts the lantern out on the lake, and he finally meets his dad, his dead dad, and then his dead mom is there too, and it's a happy ending. And that's the entire movie. I guess the only scary part I really wanted to talk about was the fact that Kubo's aunts wanted his eyeballs, but like the way their faces didn't move at all and they floated across the river was just terrifying. And I know it terrified my younger sister because she had nightmares about it. And also the fact that the movie is claymation. For some reason, claymation has always been scary to me. Like, the way the characters move is so unnatural and it's like nerve-wracking. It's just, ugh. Like, I don't know. Something about this movie just kind of spooked me a little bit when I was that 9-year-old boy. Ultimately, I didn't get nightmares over it, but I definitely know some kids who would be super scared of this movie, which is why I wouldn't really count it as a kids movie, even though it's targeted towards an audience of children. But I mean, some movie companies just need to be careful with what they're showing on screen, because if I had been like 5 years old in this situation, I definitely would have had nightmares over this. Just like looking at Kubo's aunts again, like, I mean, it's not scaring me now. Like, I'm not scared of it now because I'm older. It's not scary, but it could have scared me then because I'm not scared of it now.
Stop the cap.
Thanks for watching today's video. Again, sorry I haven't been posting lately. That's that. Hopefully I'll get back to posting more frequently every 2 to 3 weeks, and I'll keep on doing movie reviews or just whatever I feel like. So, peace.